how to reverse a string by using Java program. In this video, I will discuss about 4 different ways to reverse a string. Alright, let's get started. Here, I'm taking input as hello, Hello. If we reverse that, then output should be OLLEH. Right. So how to write that program? So there are 4 ways to reverse that string, right? First way, using toChar array method provided by string class. Second approach, using caret method provided by string class. Third approach, using reverse method provided by string buffer class. Fourth method, using reverse method provided by string builder class. But in some interviews, they will ask you to write that program without using reverse method. Then you can go for approach 1 or approach 2. Alright. So first let us see what is that logic. Here I'm taking string str is equal to hello. This string will store the data based on indexes and the index will start from 0. So from 0 to 4 indexes our data is available here, and to identify the length of the string we have length method in the string class. So str.length, it will give you how many characters are available in that string. Right. So first, what is the logic that we need to write in the first approach? First approach by using toChar array method, right? So here I'm going for str.toChar array. This method is going to return character array for us. It is going to return character array for us. So array also will store the data based on indexes. That index also will start from 0. Now, so what is our output we are expecting? The output that we are expecting is OLLEH. So if you observe, HELLO is the input, output is OLLEH. That means here we need to read this data from 4th index position to 0th index position. If you can read this data from 4th index position to 0th index position, then we are good to reverse that string by using this char array method. So how to read the data from the array? Again based on index only, right? So here I can write ch array of 4, right? It will give me last character. Similarly, ch array of 3, last but 1. Ch array of 2, second index position. Ch array of 1 and ch array of 0 to give the first character. So here I am fixing the indexes. So instead of fixing the indexes here, I will write a loop which will start from last index of the array and which will stop at the 0th index of the array. So how can we write that logic here? Simply, I'm taking one for loop. For integer I is equal to, what is the value? Here I'm going to pass ch array dot length minus 1, comma, I greater than or equal to 0 and I minus minus. So here I am writing a for loop, right? So this for loop is initialized with array length minus 1, length property. Then I greater than or equal to 0, then I minus minus. So here I am going to write system dot out dot print of ch array of I. I value first will be initialized with length minus 1. Then I greater than or equal to 0. Yes, condition satisfied. Then get the last character. Then I value will be decremented. Then index value is going to be 3. Then 3 greater than or equal to 0. Yes, condition satisfied. Then get the third index value. Then decrement the I value. So this loop is going to continue until we read the first character of the array from last to first character. So this is one approach to reverse a string. Let's convert this into executable program. So here I'm using IDE to write this program. So I'm taking a Java class with a name called reverse string and I am writing main method. String str is equal to hello is the variable. First let me convert this string to character array. So this is our approach 1. Str dot to char array, which is going to return char array for us, which I am taking as ch array. Now let's write a loop to read the character array data from last index position to 0th index position. For integer I is equal to ch array dot length minus 1 comma I greater than or equal to 0 and I minus minus. Then system dot out dot println ch array of I, ch array of I. Now let's run this Java program and see. Right click on this Java application, run as Java application. Execution will begin from main method. So we can see that HELLO is converted to OLLEH, that is reversed format of the given string. If we want to print in a single line, we can use print method. Now save this and run again. Run as Java application. Yes, we are able to reverse it. Now let's go for approach 2. In approach 2, we are using caret method to get the character from the given string. So here I am writing for integer I is equal to str dot length minus 1. Length method available in the string class, which will give how many characters are available in the string. So total there are 5 characters available. 5 characters length minus 1. That means loop is getting started from 4. Then I greater than or equal to 0 and I minus minus. Right. Now system dot out dot print of I am using str dot caret of I. Str dot caret of I. So I am getting each character. Just to break this line, I am writing one SOP. Now run this. Right click, run as Java application. So in the both approaches, we are able to reverse the string. Right now, what is the third approach? Third approach, directly we are using predefined reverse method provided by string buffer class. So first convert our string to string buffer class object. String buffer SBR is equal to new string buffer and I am passing our string as parameter for that constructor. Then system.out.println sb.reverse method. sb.reverse method. Here also I am writing one more SOP just to break the line. Right. See the third approach. I am taking string buffer. I am passing string as a parameter to that constructor. Then I am calling sb.reverse method and I am printing that on the console. Run as Java application. So in the third approach also we are able to reverse it. What is the fourth approach? Using string builder class, right? String builder is equal to new string builder of str. Here also I am passing string as a parameter to string builder class constructor. Then system.out.println sbbuilder.reverse. Here also we are having reverse method. Now run this again. Run as Java application. So here we are able to see in 4 ways we are able to reverse that given string. So in the interview they will ask you to reverse without calling this reverse methods. So then we need to go for either approach 1 or approach 2. How to remove duplicate characters in given string by writing Java program. We can do this in multiple ways. In this video, I will discuss about 4 approaches with examples. this is the input. I'm going to take input as programming. Here we have duplicate characters in the given string. R is duplicate character and G is also a duplicate character. Alright. Now, if we remove those duplicate characters, this is the expected output. So several ways are there. First approach, using Java 8 approach, we are going to remove those duplicate characters. Second approach, using index of method available in string class. Third approach, using character array. Using character array also we can do this. And fourth approach, using set interface methods. Using set interface add method also we can remove duplicate characters available in given string. Alright, let's get started. Here I am using IDE to write this program. Right, I created a class and taken a main method in that, declared input string str is equal to programming. First I am going for approach 1. In the approach 1 I am using Java 8 mechanism. Right, for that first I am taking one string builder, a predefined class available in java.lang package string builder. Right, next one, str.chars. That method is going to return an input stream dot distinct. This is the predefined method that is introduced in Java 8. Distinct dot for each. I'm going to take a lambda expression here. Then I'm going to add that to string builder dot append of C. Right, string builder dot append of C. So simple. I'm taking an input variable, then I'm creating a string builder object with a variable sv1. Then str.chars method I am calling. Using that I am calling a distinct method. Using that I am calling a for each method. In that I am using a lambda expression and I am adding the distinct characters to string builder object. Right, so let's convert this into a char. Right, convert this into character. Let's run this program. Sorry, I did not print it. System.out.println of sb1. Let's print this string builder object. Right, when I print this string builder object, we can see the duplicate characters. R is available only one time, G is also available only one time. The duplicate characters are removed. So look at this code. Approach 1. Let's move on to approach 2. In the approach 2, I am going to use index of method that is provided by string class. Right, let me take string builder sb2 is equal to new string builder. Fine. Next, here I am taking a for loop, integer I is equal to 0, I less than str dot length and I plus plus. Right, here I am going to traverse the string characters from starting index position to end index position. Right, in that I am going to get str.caret of I. Each character I am going to get based on index position by using caret method. Based on the index position I am going to get the character. Right, so whatever the character that I got from the string based on the index, I am going to check does this character is presented in the string by using index of method. Index of ch comma I plus 1. It is going to return index position of that. It is going to return index position of that. See here, what is the purpose of index of method? Index of method returns the index within the string of the first occurrence of the specified character starting the search at the specified index. Right, so this index of method is used to identify first occurrence of the character in the given string. For this we are passing two parameters, which character you want to search and from which index position you want to search. First my index position I value holding 0, then I got the character as p. Right, now index of p comma 0 plus 1, that means 1. It is going to search from this position to till last position. From this position to last position for the first occurrence of the character P. If the P is presented anywhere in the string except from this 0th position, then it is going to return that index position. Right? Suppose if index position is equals to -1. If the given character is not available in the string, then the index position will be returned as -1. If the index position is -1, then it means it is not repeated. It is not repeated. Then what I'm going to do, sb2 dot append of that character. I'm going to append that character to string builder. Now let's print it. System.out.println of sb2. Println of sb2. So here this is the logic for second approach. I'm taking a string builder and I am traversing the string based on index position by using a for loop. Based on the index position, I am getting the character from the string. Is that character available in the string? I am going to check based on index of method. Index of method is used to identify first occurrence of the character, index position of the character, right? First occurrence, first index position of that character will be identified. If it is -1, that means it is not occurred. Then it is going to return -1 as the index position. If it is -1, then I am going to add that to the given string builder. Let's execute it. Here also same. G is occurred only one time. R is occurred also only one time. Duplicate characters are removed from this. Right? Fine. Next, approach 2 completed. Then approach 3. In this approach 3, I am going to use character array to remove duplicates. First, let me convert this string to character array. str.toChar array. Right, converted the given string to character array. For this also I am going to take one string builder object. String builder sb3 is equal to new string builder. Right. Now, so let's traverse this array based on the index. For integer I is equal to 0, I less than array.length and I plus plus. Now, so based on this for loop, we can get the each character from the array. Now I need to compare that character with the remaining characters to check that character is repeated or not. For that I am going to take one inner for loop. For integer j is equal to I plus 1, comma, j less than array.length and j plus plus. Now comparison. If array of I character is equals to array of j character, that means it is repeated character. If it is repeated character, then I'm going to make one variable to represent whether that character is repeated or not. For that I am taking one boolean variable. Boolean repeated is equal to false. Suppose if it is repeated, then I am going to make that flag as true. Repeated is equal to true. If the character repeated one time, then no need to check for the remaining characters available in that, right? For that I am going to break this loop. Fine. Once this inner for loop is completed, if repeated flag is holding false value, then I will be adding to that string builder sb3.append of array of I. sb3.append of array of I. So this is approach 3 to remove duplicate characters available in the given string. So observe the logic that we implemented here. First I am converting the given string to character array. Then I am traversing that array based on index position. First I am getting the first character from the array. Then I am going to compare that character with the remaining characters available in the array by using inner for loop. That is the reason j index starts from I plus 1. If I is 0, j will begin from 1. If I becomes 1, j will become 2. So based on the first character will be compared with all the remaining characters available in the array. If the any character is matched, then repeated is equal to true, then we will come out from this inner loop. Once we come out from the inner loop, we are checking the flag that is repeated. If the repeated flag is false, that means it is not repeated, then we are going to append that to the string builder. Now let's print our SB3 system.out.println of SB3, right? Execute. Fine. The third approach also, we are able to remove the duplicate characters. R is printed only one time, G also printed only one time. Now let's go for fourth approach. Fourth approach is very simple, using set interface. We know that in the Java, set interface will not allow duplicates, right? Now here I am going for the fourth approach by using set interface. String builder SB4 is equal to new string builder. In every approach I am using string builder to append the characters, right? Now I am going to take a set which is going to hold character. Set is equal to new linked hash set. Set interface having several implementation classes. One of the implementation class is linked hash set. Linked hash set is the implementation class that we are taking for that. Organize the imports, right? Now let's try to traverse. Let's try to traverse the string based on the index, right? For integer I is equal to 0, I less than str.length method. Str is the variable which is holding input data, I plus plus. Then I am trying to add set dot add of str dot caret of I. Str dot caret of I. Fine. So with this, we are adding the each character to set method. Whenever you use the add method, this if it will add the character for first time. When the second time you try to add the same character, it is simply going to ignore that character by returning false value. Fine. With this, our set contains only unique characters, right? Now for character C of set, then what I will do, SB dot, that is SB4, sorry, SB4 dot append of each character. SB4 dot append of each character system.out.println of SB4. So observe this logic here. I'm taking a string builder object to store the characters. Then I'm taking one set to store the characters. Set functionality, it will not allow duplicate data, right? Then I'm I'm traversing that string based on the index position, and I'm getting each character by using caret method. Each character I'm adding to the set. Suppose R occurred one time, then it will add to the set. When R occurred for the second time, that R character will not be added to the set. That functionality already available in add method of the linked hash set class, right? Once the characters are added to the set, then I am using for each loop to get each character from the set, and I am adding that to my string builder object. Then I am printing my string builder object. Let's try this. Run as Java application. Right, here also R printed only one time, G also printed only one time. In 4 approaches, we are able to remove duplicate characters available in given string. Let's look at this code once. Approach 1, by using distinct method available in Java 8. In approach 2, we are using index of method. Index of method is used to identify index position of the given character, right? First index position, first occurrence of the index position of the given character. Third approach, I am using character array to remove duplicate character. Fourth approach, we are using set interface to remove duplicate characters. How to reverse each word in given string by using Java program. Here I am taking input string as Java code which contains 2 words. Now we need to write the logic to reverse each word. Java should be reversed and code also should be reversed, and this is our expected output. So let us see what is the approach that we need to follow to achieve this. Then we will convert that into executable program. Now, if you see, the input is Java code. So this is the expected output. So if we observe, the input is having 2 words. So we need to reverse each word. So for the Java word, this should be the reversed word, and for the code, this should be the reversed word. So first, let us try to get the given input as word by word. So how to get the given input as a word by word? We can split that given input by using a delimiter. So what is the delimiter I can use here? For these 2 words we have a space. So I can split this string by using space. So how to split it? Input dot split with space. What is the return value? For this it is going to return string array. So the split method, split is a predefined method in the string class which is going to return string array. So now I got words. So first we need to process each word. Now assume that from this word I got 1 word. So from these words I am getting 1 word. If I get 1 word, then how it is going to look like for me? The first word I am going to take it as a Java. So Java. So fine. This Java is the first word that I am going to get. For this, you can say that 4 characters are available. The length of this string is a 4. These 4 characters we can represent by using indexes which start from 0, 1, 2 and 3. These are the index positions. Now 0, 1, 2, 3. Then what is the output of this word? The output we need to represent in this way. So from 3 to 0, 3 to 0 represents output of this word. In the similar way, we have a one more word called code, right? We have another word that is a code. For the code also we need to reverse it. So here also we have a index positions. Here also index positions starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Here also 4 words are available. 0, 1, 2 and 3. So here also output represents in the same way from 3 to 0. That is the output. Then if we are able to read these strings from last index to first index, then our task is completed. So what is our task? Reverse each word of a string. From the given string, first I am able to split it to 2 words. Each word I need to reverse it. So what is the logic we need to write to reverse each word? First we will go for integer I is equal to word dot length minus 1. Why we need to take the length minus 1? I explained in my previous video to reverse a string without using predefined method. Then I minus minus. So let's understand how this loop is executing. I need to read the data from the last position. So how can I identify a last index of the string? Based on the length minus 1, right? So what is the string representation? String dot this word dot length will give me the length of the string. Length is 4. 4 minus 1, 3. Similarly here also length is 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So to start from the last index, we need to give length minus 1. Until unless the index becomes 0, I need to execute this loop. I greater than or is equal to 0. For every execution, I need to reduce the index position. For that I am giving I minus minus. Then what I need to do? Read a character. Word dot caret of index, that is I. Then what it is going to read? Last character. Let us store that last character in string reversed word. So that is empty. Store each character in the reversed word. Reversed word is equal to reversed word plus word dot caret of I. So this logic is going to reverse each word, right? Now what we need to do with this? Whatever the reverse word we are getting, this how many times this reverse word, how many times this logic should be executed? How many times this logic should be executed? How many words we have, this logic should be executed. Then what we will do? For string of word colon words.
open a brace, then close the brace here, right? If I have a first word, then execute this logic. For the Java, for the first word, we have a first word like Java, execute this loop. Then we are going to get a reversed word. Then we have another word called code. For this also, execute this loop. 2 times the loop is going to execute, 2 words are going to reversed. We need to preserve the reversed words, right? So we need to store that data in another string. So let me take one more string variable, which is string reverse is equal to none. Then when the word is reversed, then what I will do is reverse is equal to reverse plus reversed word. Reverse is equal to reverse plus reversed word. What I am doing here, first I am taking reverse is equal to none, other is empty. First I am trying to get the first word, then I am reversing that word. Whatever the word, we understood this logic, right? For every word I am reading from the last character to first character by using a caret method. That character I am appending to a one variable called reversed word. So once the loop is executed, one word will be reversed. Whatever the word is reversed, I am adding to a reverse variable. Now second word will come. Second word also will be reversed. That also will be added to a reverse variable. Finally, print that reverse system dot out dot println of reverse, which is going to give you reversed string. Able to understand this? So this is the logic that we need to perform to reverse each word of a string. So this is my input Java code. This is my expected output. Each word should be reversed. First, how many words I have? I am getting each and every word in the form of array by using a split method. For that I am passing this space as a delimiter. So this is one word and this is a another word. Word 1 and this is a word 2. Word 1 and word 2. So each and every word I need to reverse it. So I am keeping that logic in a loop to reverse each word. Based on the number of words, this logic will be executed. This boxed logic is used to reverse one word. So how many times this logic should be executed? Based on the number of words are available in the given input. So for string of word colon words, first word reverse it, store it into a reverse variable. Second word reverse it, store into a reverse variable. Finally print the reverse variable. So I hope you understood how to reverse each word of a string. Now let me write this code in an executable program and let us see the output. Right? Let's move on. Fine. First I am taking string input is equal to Java code. System.out.println, this is my original string. Let me split my string. Input dot split based on a space. So what is the return type? String array of words. Now I got the words. So each word I need to process. For that I am taking for string of word colon words. Right? Now inside this, what we need to perform? We need to reverse, and now I got one word. Reverse word. How to reverse it? For integer I is equal to word dot length minus 1, I greater than or is equal to 0, comma I minus minus. What is this logic? Which is used to read each and every word from last character to first character. This is represents the last index. Until the index becomes 0, read each character. Each character I want to store into a variable. So then I am taking a variable reverse word, that is a empty. Then read the character and store into this variable. Reverse word is equal to reverse word plus word dot caret of I. So each word will be reversed and it will be stored into a reverse word variable. Then all the reversed words I need to store into another string, right? What is my final output? So let me take one variable string reversed input. So actually which is my output, right? So just let me take it as a variable name as a output. That is my output variable which is holding empty. Then what I need to do with this my output? Output is equal to output plus reversed word. For everyone let me add a space also. So output is equal to output plus reversed word. String output spelling mistake. Output is equal to output plus reversed word. Fine. I hope you understood this logic. This is very simple. We are taking one string as input, that is our Java code. Just I am printing that string as it is. Then I am declaring my output variable to print the final output. Then whatever the words I am giving as input, I am splitting them by using a space as a delimiter. Then I got the string array of words. I am trying to get each word from this array. Whatever the word I am getting, then I am trying to reverse that word. Previously my program will explain you how to reverse a string. So this is the logic I explained in the previous program. Please go through that. Now whatever the word I am reversing, that I am getting and storing into a output variable. So output is equal to output plus reversed word. Now let us execute it. Run as Java application. So original string is Java code. I forgot to print it. Sorry. Let me print my output also. That is reversed string. That is our output. Run as Java application. So original string is a Java code, reversed string is for Java, this is the reversed, and for the code this is the reversed value. Each word we are able to reverse in a string.
Here I'm taking input as hello and the expected output. H one time, E also occurred one time, L occurred for 2 times, O occurred for 1 time. Alright, first let us see what is the approach that we need to follow to identify this. Right? Later we will convert that into executable program. So here I am taking input hello.
And this should be my output. So if you observe the output, each character should represent its occurrence. So is it looking like a key value? Key is my character, value is its occurrence. So how to store the data in the form of key and value pair? Come on, guess it. How can we store the data in the form of key and value pair? We have a map concept, right? To store the data in the form of key and value pair, we can go for a map in the Java. So assume that I am creating a map here. So I am going to create one map in the form of key and value. Map character and value is an integer. Map is equal to new hash map. I am creating one hash map here which is used to store the data in the form of key and value pair. Now we need to store the data in the form of key and value pair inside the map. So character is a key, value is its occurrence. So from the given input we need to get the character. How to get the all the characters from this string? Do we have any method? Yes, we have a one method called toCharArray. Input dot toCharArray is a predefined method available in the string which is going to convert string to character array. Which is going to convert the string to character array. Now I am getting all the characters. I should be able to store each character with its value in the map, right? So from this character array, how can we get the character one by one? Come on, how can we get the character one by one? For that we need to write the for loop or for each loop. Let me go for enhanced for loop. Char, that is a ch, from chars. So this logic will give me each character that is available in the map now. Then what I need to do with each character? Each character I need to store in a map. So first ch will represent me h. The first character is a h. So how to store this h? First time h is coming. So that we store the h in the map with the concept of 1. Map dot put. Put is the method which is used to store the data in the form of key and value pair in the map. Put. Key represents as a ch, comma, value is a 1. First time. So it is going to store h with value as a 1 here. Got it? Now after the h, then we are going to get as a e, right? We are going to get the e. H is already completed. Let's mark it as a completed. Then I got the e. For E also, map dot put of E comma 1. So E also will be stored as a key and with the value as a 1. E and 1, right. Now, so E also completed for us. Then what we are going to get? Third character. What is the third character? L. Third character is a L. Map dot put of L comma 1. So L will be stored in the key position and 1 will be stored in the value position. L also completed, right. Next, L also marked as completed because we stored this L also in the map. Next, what is the fourth character from this array? What is the fourth character? Fourth character is also a L. Fourth character is also a L for us. Now what we are doing? Map dot put of L comma 1. So here L is already available. Again we are storing this L. Then what will happen? It is going to override this L and value will be stored as a 1. So if the key is already present in the map, then it is going to override that. That means whenever you store duplicate key in the map, it is going to override the previous key. Then what will happen? This L and 1 is going to override with this L comma 1. But finally it is going to look like this only, L comma 1. But L is occurred for second time, but we are storing the value as a 1 only. So this is not we are expecting. L should be stored as a 2, right? Then what we need to do? Come on, what we need to do? So before storing the key, can we check whether key is already presented in the map? First sir, can I check whether key is already present in the map? Yes, if I can do that, then I can solve this problem. If you can check whether key is already present in the map or not, then we can solve this problem. How? If key is already present in the map, don't store it as a 1. Read the existing value for that key, then increment that value. Are you getting my point, sir? Whenever I am storing the key blindly, it is overriding the existing keys. If I don't want to override, before storing the key itself, let us check whether key is presented or not. If the key is not presented, happily execute this logic. Store the key with 1. But if the key is already presented, get the existing value, then increment that value. Are you getting my point? If the key is already presented, get the existing value, increment that value and store that in the map. Then our problem will be solved. So now 2 points. We need to check whether key is presented or not, and we need to get the value for the existing key. How can we do that? To check whether key is already presented or not, we can go for contains key method. To get the value of the key, we can go for get method. Right? 3 methods we are using from the map here. One is put method, which is used to store the data in the form of key and value. Now contains key I need to use to check whether key is already presented or not. If this key is already presented, then get the existing value from that key, then increment that. If the key is not presented, then store this key with value as a 1 only. Now can I implement that logic now? Right. How can we do that? How can I do that? First, or if map dot contains key is a predefined method. If a map is already containing this key, then what we need to do? We need to get the value and we need to store it. When I need to put my key with 1, if a map doesn't contains, let me use a not operator here. So what is this condition checking? Whenever we are trying to store the entry in a map, first check the key is presented or not. If the key is not presented, then store that key with value as a 1. First time it is occurring, then store the key with value as a 1. Problem is solved. Now, but if key is already presented, that is what we are trying to understand, right? If the key is already presented, then what I need to do? Get the existing value by using get method, then increment that value and store that value in the map. How can we get the value from the map? First, map dot get of key. What is our key here? ch. What will return? Integer count. Now I got this. If I got this, I need to increment it and I need to restore it. How can we restore it in the map? Map dot put of ch comma count plus 1. So if the key is not available, store this with the key comma 1. If the key is already presented, get the value of that key, then restore that key by incrementing the value. So with this logic, what L will happen? When the L comes for second time, contains key, doesn't contains key, no, key is already presented. Then what my logic is doing? Getting the value. So it is going to get existing value from the map. What is the existing value? That is a 1. Now I am getting the existing value of the map as a 1. So this is the value which is representing 1. Then what I am doing here? With this again I am putting map.put of L comma 1 plus 1. So with this what is going to happen? Again the key and value will be stored, but this time value will be updated to 2. Earlier value is a 1, but this time value will be updated to 2 because this is a duplicate key, right? So this logic is going to execute. Now L also completed. Now what is the last character here? O. The last character is a O. For this O, map dot contains of O. In the map, do we have the O character? No. If the O is not available, then map dot put of O comma 1. So O will be stored here with value as a 1. Now our problem is solved. So this is how you need to implement the logic to identify occurrence of each character in a given string. So O also completed now. After that, do we have any other character in this array? No. Then for loop will be terminated. After the loop is terminated, let us print system dot out dot println of map. Then it is going to give the result as h1, e1, l2, o1. This is what we expected as the output. H is 1, e is 1, l is 2, o is 1. I hope you understood how can we implement this logic. So let us understand this execution flow once again. Right? First, the input is hello. I need to represent this input in this format. Key is a character, value is its occurrence in the string. To store the data in the key and value, I am taking a map here. Map, I am taking the key comma value. Key is a character type, value is a integer type. Map is equal to new hash map. Hash map is the implementation class for map interface. Right. The string I am converting to character array using a predefined method input dot to char array. The string is converted to character array. Now I am trying to read the character one by one. First I will read the h. Map dot contains key of h. First time map is created. Map will not contain the h. Then map dot put of h comma 1. h1 will be stored like this. Right? After this, read the second character e. E dot contains key? No, doesn't contains, right? Then map dot put of e comma 1. E and 1 will be stored in the map. Then third character L. L dot contains key. First time L is coming as a third character, not available. Then map dot put of L comma 1. L1 will be stored here. Then fourth character L. Second time L is coming in the fourth index. That is the fourth position, right? That is the third index. Map dot contains key of L. Yes, it is available in the map. So the condition is not operator. Then it is not going to satisfy. Then it will go to else. What we are doing in the else? Map dot get of L. What will be there? Already 1 will be there. Then what I need to do with this one? Second time it occurred. Then increment that. Map dot put of L comma 1 plus 1. Then L will be stored with 2. This is the second occurrence. Got it? Then last character O. Map dot contains of O. Doesn't contains. Condition satisfied. Map dot put of O comma 1. Then O1 will be stored in the map. So even if I give different input, this logic is going to work. Right? So I hope you understood how can we identify occurrence of each character in a given string. The thing you need to remember, 3 methods from the map. Put method, contains key method, get method. Contains key is used to check whether key is present in the map or not. Put method, which is used to store the data in the form of key and value. get method which is used to get the value for a key, right? Let us implement this in our executable program, right? Here I am created one class with a name called character occurrence. I am taking a main method, string input is equal to hello, right? Now first create a map to store our data, map of character, and here I am giving integer key comma value. Map is equal to new hash map, right? Now convert this string to char array. Input dot to char array. Return type character array. Then read the character one by one. Char ch colon chars. Right? So how to store this in the map? Do I need to store directly or I need to check the key first? First to check the key. How to check whether key presented or not? Contains key. So if map dot contains key doesn't contain the key, then map dot put of key comma 1, right? Else if it is contains, then what I need to do? If the contains, then I need to get the value for that key. How to get the value for that key? By using a get method. Map dot get of key, which will return integer existing value. Key means that is a ch. Now what I need to do with this? Map dot put of ch of existing value plus 1, existing value plus 1. So this is the logic that we implemented. Fine, this is the loop execution, end of for loop, right? Then I need to print my map, system.out.println of map. So string I am taking as input, map object I am creating, converting the string to character array, reading the character one by one. Before storing in the map I am checking the key presented or not. If the key not presented, store the key with value as a 1, that is a 1 occurrence. If the key is already presented, then get the value of that key, then store that value by incrementing in the map. Once the loop is completed, that means all the characters processing is completed, then print that map. Let us execute it. Right click, run this program as a Java application. It is loading. Run as Java program. Now see here, E1 time, H1 time, L2 times, O1 time. So don't get confused why the occurrence is not available, why the order is not maintained. Here we are using the hash map. If you know the internals of the hash map, then you don't ask that question, because hash map will not maintain insertion order, right? Hash map is going to internally use the bucketing concept to store the data, right? It will store the keys and values in the form of linked list in the buckets. I will talk about the internals of the hash map in the next videos, right? So we are able to store it. Now let me change this value, hi, I 2 times. H should print 1, I should print 2. Run as Java application. You can see H is printing 1 time, I is printing for 2 times. Are you getting my point, sir? So with this we are able to implement the logic to find occurrence of each character in a given string. So it is not complex, just we need to understand the logic. So if the key is already presented, increment that value. If the key is not presented, store that key with value as a 1. So if you see this, then you can understand how can we implement that logic for this program.
How to find first non-repeated character in given string by using Java program. Right. So here I am taking my input. The input is a string. The string contains 7 characters. So index starts from 0. Right. So this challenge we can solve in 2 ways. First approach, without using collections. Without using collections. Second approach, using collections. I can solve this challenge in 2 ways. One is without using collections and one is using collection. So first let's discuss first approach, without using any collection. Right. So here in this string, to identify non-repeated character, I need to compare each character with remaining characters available in the string so that I can identify it is repeated or not repeated. So for that, first I will traverse this string from first character to last character. So for that, I'm going to take one loop here. For loop integer I is equal to 0. I'm starting my loop from 0th index and condition I less than input dot length method, which is available in string class, and I plus plus. Now let's consider this as our outer loop. Right. Now inside this loop I'm going to get each character, right? So whenever I'm getting each character, that character I need to compare with the remaining characters available in the string. So for that I'm going to take one more loop. We can call this as inner loop. For integer j is equal to 0, j less than input dot length and j plus plus. So here we are writing two loops, nested loops, one loop inside another loop. Now in this nested loop, I will get character based on I index position and I will get the character based on j index position. If both are matching, that means that is repeated. If they are not matching, not repeated. So for that, to compare this, I'm going to take one condition. If input dot caret method available in the string class, which is used to get the character from the string based on index position, caret of I, it is equal to input dot caret of j. Input dot caret of I is equal to input dot caret of j. If both are matching, then that means it is repeated, right? For this I'm going to take one boolean variable. Boolean unique is equal to true. Boolean unique is equal to true. I'm taking one boolean variable. We'll understand what is the purpose of this, right? So if both are matching, then I will make it as false. First I am initializing that unique variable with true value. If my if condition is satisfied, then I am going to make as false. That means it is repeated character, right? Now let's observe I index is starting from 0, right? Then input dot length, I less than input dot length, then I plus plus. So condition will be satisfied. We are coming inside the for loop. Inside that first for loop, we are having one more for loop. That is integer j is equal to 0, j less than input dot length. This condition is also going to satisfy. Now we are entering inside inner loop. Inside the inner loop, what we are doing? If input dot caret of I is equal to input dot caret of j, I value is also 0, I value is 0, j value also 0. So what we are doing here, we are getting 0th index value and we are comparing that value with the same value. So we should not do that, right? So how can I avoid that? Here I am going to use I not equal to j. I don't want to compare that character which is available in one index position. I should not compare with the same index position. So if I value is 0, I should not compare this A with the A in the same position. So I am avoiding that by writing one more check here. If I not is equal to j, then get first character, then compare with the character, right, based on the j index position. So if this condition is satisfied, this flag will become false value, right? Now once it is done, once this unique is equal to false, if the character is repeated, I no need to check with the remaining characters available in that. So I'm going to break it. Assume that A occurred here, then I'm comparing with the first position A matched. If A is already matched at this first position, if A is already available in the remaining positions, I don't care about it. Simply I am going to come out of this inner loop by using break statement, right? Once this inner loop is completed, I am going to check if unique is equal to true, or if unique, that is going to consider as true value. If unique is true, then simply I am going to get system dot out dot println of input dot caret of I. Then I'm going to break it. Then I'm going to break my outer loop also. So if it is not matching, then I'm going to get that, because if the one character is not matched, that will become my first not repeated character. So that's why I'm using break statement, which is used to come out from outer for loop also. This break statement is used to come out from inner loop. This break statement is used to come out from outer loop. So I hope you understood what is the logic that we need to write. Here if you observe, I am not using any collections, right? So first observe this flow. I am starting one outer loop to traverse the string from start position to end position. Inside this I am taking one more loop. This is used for comparison. So I am writing check three conditions. One condition here, if I not equal to j, then get character based on the I index and get character based on the j index. If these two are satisfied along with this first check, that means the character is repeated. If a occurred for 10 times, I am going to check whether it is occurred for the second time or not. If it occurred for the second time, then I don't need to check for that a, because it is already repeated. I just want to come out from that loop. For that I am using break statement. Once this loop execution got completed, so now I am coming to this logic. Here I am checking what is my flag, unique flag. If a unique flag is true, that means that character is not repeated. That is our first not repeated character. So now I am going to use this break statement, because already we are able to achieve our target. No need to check for the another repeated character. Our target, identifying first not repeated character. So same logic we can convert into executable program. So let us keep this logic in our IDE and try to run that program, right? Here I am using Spring Toolsuit IDE. So I have taken one class with a main method. So let's write our logic. For integer I is equal to 0, I less than input dot length method, I plus plus. Now I am writing inside that loop one more loop. Integer j is equal to 0, j less than input dot length j plus plus. Right. If input dot caret of I is equals to input dot caret of j, and one more check, if I value not equals to j, then I'm going to do that. For this I'm going to maintain one flag boolean unique is equal to true. If this condition is satisfied, I will make that flag as false. Right. Once this loop execution got completed, I will check my flag is still true or false. If it is still true, then that character is the first not repeated character. If unique system dot out dot println input dot caret of I, based on I index position I am going to get it. After that, no need to execute our outer loop also. So I am breaking that by using break statement. So this is our logic. Observe this. Right, let's run this program and see. Right click, run as Java application, save it. Right, we are able to get C is the first not repeated character. Suppose if I give CF. Now according to this given string, what is the first not repeated character? A is repeated, P is repeated, C also repeated, D is the first not repeated character. D not repeated, E also not repeated, but D is the first not repeated character. Run this logic, run as Java application. Now we are able to get D is the first non-repeated character. So with this we understood approach 1, right? So without using collections we are able to identify first not repeated character. Now let us go for second approach, that is by using collections, right? Now here I am going to use a concept called map, right? What is the purpose of the map? Map is used to store the data in the form of key and value. Right. So first, I'm going to traverse this string from first position to last position based on the index. Right. So whenever I'm getting this string, first I will keep this string as a this character. First I will get the character from the string. That character I will keep as a key in the map, and value I am going to keep as 1. First I will get the character. I will keep that character inside the map as a entry. Entry means key and value. Key, I will consider that key as character, and value I will keep it as 1. So how we will do that? First I will create a map, character comma integer, map is equal to new hash map. New hash map I am going to take. How to store the data into the map? We are having put method. So map dot put of key comma value. So this is the syntax that we need to use, right? So how I am going to store it? First I need to get character from the string. So for this, integer I is equal to 0, I less than input dot length and I plus plus. I plus plus. Now each character I will store in the map dot put of input dot character of I comma 1. So I'm going to keep the value of that character as 1 first. By default I'm going to keep it as 1. Now observe here, first I got character from index 0, A. So A I'm going to store by keeping the value as 1, right? It is available, stored into the map as an entry. Now I am going to get second character from the string, which is also A. Now am I going to execute the same logic for that? If I execute the same logic, key is same. So if the key is same in the map, it is going to override. Again A and 1 will be available, but I don't want to do that. So what I will do here is, if key already contains, now observe this, if key exists, if key exists, put in map by incrementing value by 1. If a key already exists in the map, then I am going to store that key value in the map by incrementing the value by 1. So with this logic, what will happen? This A value is going to become 2, because already 1 is available. I will increment by 1, so that value will become 2 right now. So A occurred 2 times, that's why its value is going to be 2 in the map. Now I will go for third, B. B first time we are getting. I will check in the map, B is not available. So then I am going to keep this B as with 1 value, right? Then I will get C. C is already exist in the map? No. Then I am going to keep it as 1. Then I will get D. D is available in the key, is as a key in the map? No. Then I will store it as 1. Then I will get the next character, which is B. B already exists or not exist? B is already existing. Then what will happen? I need to increment it by 1. So here the B value I am going to make it as 2. B value will become 2 here. B value will become 2. Then after B we are getting E as the next character. E will be stored as 1 here. Done. We are done with all the characters available in the map. So this is our final map which we prepared. In this map, identify the key which occurred only one time. So there are 3 keys which are having the counter as 1, right? In these 3 we need to identify first one. So if the value is equal to, we need to get the entries from this map. We need to get the entries from this map like this, from start position to end position. Whichever the key having the value in the first place, that should be our output. This is the first entry which contains the value as 1. So we need to write the logic for that also. Alright, let's convert this logic into executable program. Right. Now this is our approach 1. Now let me go for approach 2. We need a map to store the data, so I'm going to take key as character, value as integer, map is equal to new hash map. Now get the characters from the string. For that I'm going to write a loop. For integer I is equal to 0, I less than input dot length and I plus plus. Then I want to store this data into the map. So first I need to get input dot caret of I, which will give me one character. I need to store this character in the map by keeping value as 1. How to store it? Map dot put of character comma 1. Do I need to keep every character in the map? Yes, we need to keep it. But what about the value? If a key coming for first time, we need to execute this. If key already present in the map, then we need to increment that value, right? So how to check whether key is available in the map or not? By using contains key method, we can check key is already exist in the map or not. So here I am going to check if map dot contains key. If map dot contains key, map dot put of key of get the existing value for that, map dot get of ch plus 1, map dot ch plus 1. Else then I'm going to execute this put logic with value as 1. Now observe this logic here. I'm getting the character from the string based on the index position. This is my key in the map. If a map already contains this key, then I'm storing the same key as a key, but same character as a key, but value, getting the existing value for that character, and I'm incrementing by 1. If a key is not present in that map, then I'm storing that key in the map with the value as 1. So observe this logic. So first I will get that key. If key already exists, put in the map by incrementing value by 1. If not, I will store that key, I will store that character in the map as a key with the value as 1. Fine. Now here our logic is completed to prepare the map. First observe how the map is getting prepared. Right. I'm just printing my map. Execute this logic. Yes, this is the map which is prepared. So see, A is equal to 2, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 2, D is equal to 1, E is equal to 1, F is equal to 1. D, E, F are the characters which are not repeated as per the given string. D, E, F, these are the not repeated characters. Now, how to identify which is the first non-repeated character? I will read these entries from the map based on the condition. Right. So how I will do this? I will write enhanced for loop entry character integer. So this is my entry set. How to get entry set from the map? Map dot entry set. Map dot entry set. Right. From this entry set, I'm going to get entry set dot get value. If value is equal to 1, then I need to get that key. So for that I will write a condition. If entry set dot get value is equal to 1, then what I will do? System dot out dot println of entry set dot get key. The first one, which is the first entry, contains the value as 1. For that I am going to get the key. After getting that key, my target is achieved, right? Then simply I am going to break this. This break statement we can write inside the if or outside the if also. The target for this break is to come out from this for loop, right? Now let's execute it. Let's execute our logic here. Run as Java application. Fine. The first approach we got the D as output, then our map is printed. The second approach also we got D as the output. So this is logic for our second approach. So based on the map, we are able to identify first not repeated character. So the simple logic when we are going for a collection, store the each character into the map as a key with the value as a 1. If the character is already presented as a key, then increment the value by 1. So once map is constructed, then I'm going to get the entries from the map by using entry set. Entry means key and value. So when I am trying to iterate that, if any entry value is equal to 1, then I'm going to get that key. That is the first thing. First entry which contains value as 1. That means that character occurred only one time. After that, I'm just breaking. Breaking means I'm coming out of this loop. So there are some other characters also which occurred only one time. But my target is to identify first not repeated character. So observe this logic. Right? This is approach 1 logic. You can say this. And this is approach 2 logic. How to replace a character with its occurrence in given string by using Java program. They have given me a string, their company name, that is open text. They asked me to replace character T with its occurrence in that given string. So input is open text. T character I need to replace with its occurrence. So here T occurred one time and here T occurred second time. So T should be replaced with 1 here and T should be replaced with 2 here. T occurred first time here, then T occurred second time here. So I hope you understand the requirement. Now let us see how can we implement this.
I'm taking a class with a main method where I'm declaring input variable which contains open text and character that should be replaced with occurrence is a T. So in the open text, T occurred for 2 times. So that T should be replaced first time with 1 and second time with 2. So this is the input string and this is the character that should be replaced with occurrence and this is the expected output. Right. Before going to write the actual logic, first I will check whether this character is available in the given string or not. Now they gave T. So if they gave a character as a X that is not there in the string, right? Then there is no use of checking that occurrence or no use of writing the logic to replace the occurrence. If the character is presented in the string, then only we will think about logic. If the character is not available, stop the execution by printing a message, right? Now, so for this I am going for checking a character whether it is available in the string or not. Check char presence in string. So can you tell me how can I check a character is presented in the string? Yeah, how can I check a character is presented in the string or not? Can I use index of method? Yes. So if I use index of method, input dot index of character. So if the character is available in the string, it will return, the index of method will return type is a integer. This returns the index within the string of the first occurrence of the specified character. So if I pass character to a index of method for a string, that will identify what is the index first occurrence of the character in the string, that index will be returned. If the character is not available, then it is going to return a -1. Right. Now let me check it. If it is equal to -1, that means given character is not available in the string. So let us write it. System.out.println given character not available in input string. Given character not available in input string. Then let's execute system dot exit of 0. So if the given character is not available in the string, then why to think about the logic? It is going to stop here only. Let us validate that X, it is not available. Execute. Sorry, X is available. So let me take about some Q. So then what is happening? Given character is not available in input string. Fine. But actual our requirement is T. So I hope you understood why I am writing this condition. This condition will check given character is present in the string or not. If the character is not present in the string, then it is going to stop the execution. Fine. If the character is presented, then we need to replace. Logic to replace char occurrence in string. Logic to replace character occurrence in string. Right. So what I will do here is, first I will convert string to character array. How can we do that? Input dot to char array. My input is a string, so character array of array. Right. From this array I will get the character one by one based on index position. How can I get that? For integer I is equal to 0, I less than ar dot length and I plus plus. Right. So here from this array, what are the characters we are having? O, P, E, N, T, E, X, T. So these are the characters that I am going to get from this array based on index position. Now first I will get this character based on the index 0. So this character is matching with the character that should be replaced or not. I will compare. How to compare this? So here I will check if array of I, that is a character from the array, is equal to the character that I need to replace. Are you getting my point? Here I am going to check O is equal to T or not going to satisfy. Then second character P is equal to T or not going to satisfy. E is equal to T or not, will not satisfy. N is equal to T or not, will not satisfy. Then the fifth character T is equal to T. Yes, here T is going to satisfy. Then what I need to do? Replace with the occurrence. What is the occurrence of the T? First time. Then I need to store 1 into 1 in place of this T. So how can I do that? Let me take one count variable here. Integer count is equal to 1. Right? Now array of I, wherever the T occurred for first time, let me store my count variable. After that, if T occurs once again, then I need to increment that variable. Right? Count plus plus. I hope you understood what is the logic I am writing. First I am converting the string to a character array, then I am getting one by one from the array based on the index. Then I will check that character is matching with the character that I need to replace or not. If it is matching, then I need to replace that with the occurrence. Here T occurred for first time, then I need to store 1 in place of that T. So array of I, that representing T here, then I need to store 1. But the problem, count variable belongs to integer, but in this character array I need to store a character. Then what I will do is string dot value of count dot caret of 0. Integer I am converting to string, from that I am getting the character. Then I can store that character into my character array. After that, count variable will be incremented. So in place of the T, then 1 is going to stored. Right. After this, E is equal to T, not going to match. X is equal to T, not match. Then T is equal to T. Yes, it is matching. If it is matching, then what will happen? It is going to store the count variable. What is the count variable earlier? 1, but it is incremented. So now it is going to become 2. So in place of this T, 2 will be stored. So this is what we expected. Then finally print this character array. System.out.println arrays dot toString of array. Save it. I hope you understood the two logics that I am putting here. First I am checking the presence of the character in the string. If not available, stop the execution. If it is not satisfied, that means we need to write the logic to replace the character with its occurrence here. Now for that I am converting the string to character array. Then I am writing a loop to get the character one by one. If the character is matching with the character that I need to replace, I am putting a count variable which is starting from 1. Then I am going to replace it. Now let us execute it. Open T in the place of T 1 EX. Second time T in that 2 is coming. Open text. We are able to replace a character in the string with its occurrence. I hope you understood this. But a small problem here. This logic will not work for all the scenarios. Why? Because if I give a very big string where my character is occurring more than 10 times, then what will happen? Here I am getting only first character. If the count variable became 10, this will give you only 1. In place of 10, only 1 is going to stored. So let me remove this logic, or let me comment this logic. What is the second thing? What is the second logic that I can go for here? Fine. Without converting that to the character array, first let me get all the characters from the string. So how can I get it? For integer I is equal to 0, integer I is equal to 0, I less than input dot length, then I plus plus. So I am trying to get the characters from the string. How to get a character from a string? Using character, right? Based on the index, we can get the character. Input dot caret of I, which is going to give me a char variable. Now, if this char is equal to the character that I want to replace, that is stored in a variable called char to replace, right? If the character is equal to character that I want to replace, then what I will do? I will replace that character with its occurrence. So that I am getting from one variable called integer count is equal to 1. Then how can I replace it? Input dot replace. Do I need to replace the t in all the places with 1? No. First place I need to replace with the 1. For that I will go for input dot replace first. Input dot replace first. I need to pass a string and with whom I need to replace it. But I have a character. Then how I will represent that one is string dot value of char that I need to replace with whom replacement. What is the replacement for that? Count variable. That is string dot value of count variable. Then after incrementing that, I am going to increment my count variable. After replacing that, I am going to increment my count variable. So I hope you understood what is the logic I am writing. Without character, if I take a character array, we can store only one character. If my character is more than 10 times, then that logic will not work. For that, I am taking the characters from the string based on the index position. If it is matching, then I am replacing that character first occurrence with the count variable. Then I am incrementing a count variable. Here, string dot replace first. I am trying to replace a string, but actually strings are immutable. So we cannot modify the content. Then what I will do? I will replace that string into the same variable. Input is equal to input dot replace first. Why replace first? Only one occurrence I need to use it. Otherwise, all the t's will be replaced with the one only. Second t we cannot get from the string. So that's why I am calling replace first. Then execute the string. That means print the string system.out.println of input. Right? Execute. Now we can see that open ex2, open one ex2. We are able to replace the occurrence of one string, one character in the string with all its occurrences. Now this logic will work for so many, even if you have a n number of characters in the string, this logic will work perfectly for that. So nothing. First I am checking character is presented in the string or not. If it is not presented, then it will return -1. So I will stop the execution. If the condition is not satisfied, my character is available in the string, then I need to replace with the occurrence. So first I am getting a character from the string. I am checking that character is matching with this character that should be replaced. If yes, then replace that character occurrence, first occurrence with the count variable. So for replace first, we need to pass string comma string, but I have a character comma character. That is the reason I am converting this one to string variable, string object, this one also. Integer I am converting into the form of string object by using value of method. Then I am incrementing my count variable. So here what will happen? First time O will not satisfy, P will not satisfy, E, N also will not satisfy, T will satisfy because T is equal to T. If T is equal to T, then what will happen? That T, first place of the T will be replaced with the 1. First place of the T will be replaced with the 1. Then again EX will not satisfy, T will come. Then T will be replaced with the 2. t will be replaced with 2 because count variable became 2. So once this loop is completed, that means all the occurrences got replaced. If we execute, then we can get our output like this. Not only for this, if I give input as the Deloitte, t is available for 2 times, so it should be DELOI 1 2 E, right? Let us execute it. So you can see that t is replaced with this occurrence 1 comma 2. Now if I give character as a z here, then what will happen? Given character not available in the input string, this condition is going to satisfy.
The challenge is write a Java program to find longest substring length which doesn't contain repeating characters in given string. Now let us take some sample inputs and outputs. Here I am giving A, B, B, A, C as an input. From this we need to identify longest substring which doesn't contain repeating characters. BAC is a longest substring because it is having 3 characters and there is no repeating character in this one. So the output should be 3 for that. Similarly, one more input. ABC, ABC, BB. From this, the longest substring without repeating characters is ABC or BCA. Length is same. Either you can take ABC or BCA as a longest substring whose length is going to be 3. Here also output will be 3. Suppose if I give the input as Java, now output. So here Java, from this JAV is the longest substring which doesn't contain a repeating character. Here also the output will be JAV, the length is going to be 3 for this. Now let us see how can we write a program for this. Here I am taking a class with a main method and I am writing a user defined method here which is taking the string as the input, and I declared 2 variables. One is for longest substring and another one is for length of the longest substring. Then finally these SOP statements will print the longest substring and the length of the longest substring. Right. Now in order to solve this, I am going to create one map which is used to store the data in the form of key and value pair. Now as map is an interface, we cannot create the object for the map, so I am creating object for the implementation class. The interface reference variable can hold implementation class object. Here hash map is one of the implementation class object, but there is no guarantee on the insertion order, so that's why I am changing to linked hash map which will maintain the insertion order of the entries. Right. Next, I'm going to convert this given string into character array using toChar array method which will return character array as a return type. From this character array, I will get the elements one by one based on the index position. I less than array.length and I plus plus. Right. Now from this array, I'm getting the value based on the I index which is incremental number. Now store into char ch. Right. Now whatever the character I am getting from this array, I will store into a map in the form of key comma value. But before going to store into the map, I will check whether this map contains this key or not. If the key is not available in the map, then only I am going to store that. Map dot contains key of character. If it doesn't contain that key, if the map doesn't contain that key, then only I am going to put this key in the map. Key is a character and value is a I. So index position I am going to store. Suppose if map already contains this key, then I will replace I value with the value of that key. Map.get of ch. So here understand this logic here. If a map doesn't contain the character, then I am putting that character in the map with I as a value, that is the index value. If map already contains that key, then I am going to replace the I value with the value of the key available in the map. Now let us understand this logic. Here our input is ABBAC, right? Now if I give that input to this for loop, how the logic is going to execute? ABBAC, first A. Map is newly created, so here map doesn't contain this key, then what is going to happen? A will be stored with I. What is the I value? I value is a 0. Then next B. B is also not available in the map, then B will be stored with I value incremented. I value become 1 now. Next one. Again B is coming. So this time condition satisfying because B already available in the map. If the B already available in the map, then what we need to do with that B? Do we need to store that again? Right? Now here it is going to the else condition. I is equal to map dot get of ch. So I'm going to replace the I value, but whatever is already available in the map, I don't want that because B is repeated here. I want the non-repeating character. So here I will keep the map dot clear. Here I'm going to keep map dot clear. Right. So what is this map.clear method is going to do? Which is going to clear the entries available in the map. Now again, I value is going to be there. It is going to take that value and that B will be is not available. It is going to store, right? Then it is going to get the A, then C, which are going to store in the map. We are going to store them in the map. Now, finally, once all the entries are stored in the map, I will check if map.size is greater than longest substring length then I will replace longest substring length is equal to map.size. Then longest substring, which is the keys already available in the map. How to get all the keys in the map? Map dot keyset dot toString. Right? Now at the end, SOP statements are going to print which is the longest substring without repeating characters and what is the length of that. Now let us execute this program. Run as Java application. Longest substring is BAC and the length of the longest substring is a 3. Suppose if I give Java. Now let us execute this. JAV is the longest substring whose length is a 3. So I hope you understood this logic. Here I am taking a map. In the map, if I'm trying to store the keys and values, if the key is already available, then I'm going to replace I value with the key value. Then I am clearing the map. Map.clear method to remove all the entries available in the map. If the key is not available, then I'm storing that key in the character in the map with value as a index position and key is a character. And for every iteration, I'm checking what is the size of the map. Is the map size is greater than the longest substring length or not? If it is greater than, then I will replace this variable value with the size of the map. Then I'm trying to get all the keys available in the map by using keyset. How to sort string characters in alphabetical order by using Java program. Alright, let's get started. I'm taking a string str is equal to some rock. Some string I'm taking. Now I need to sort this string in alphabetical order. So here we can do this in two ways. We can sort this string in two ways. First approach, without using sort method. Second approach, using sort method. Right. In the interviews, they will ask you to sort the string without using sort method, because if you use a sort method, predefined logic is going to execute. That interviewer will expect you to write your own logic to sort that string. Right. So here we are going to see both these approaches. Right. First I am going for approach 1, without using sort method. Right. Fine. In this approach, first I am going to convert the given string into character array. For that, we are having a method called toCharArray available in string class, which is going to return character array to us. Array will maintain the data based on indexes, and array index will start from 0. Right. So here I am taking one loop. I is equal to 0, I less than array dot length property, and I plus plus. This is one for loop I am taking here. Now inside this loop I am taking one more loop for integer j is equal to I plus 1, j less than array dot length, and j plus plus. So we can say nested loops, one loop inside another loop. Right. Why two loops here? I need to compare the characters to sort it. Fine. So for comparison purpose, I'm taking one if condition. If array of I, if array of I greater than array of j, if array of I is greater than array of j, then I need to perform some logic here. For that purpose, here I am going to take one character temp variable. Character temp variable. So what I am doing here, based on the I index I am getting character from the array, based on the j index I am getting the character from the array. If array of I character is greater than array of j character, then it has to go to right side. It has to go to right side. Right. For that, I am going to store temp is equal to array of I. If array of I character is really greater than array of j character, so that means what will happen? I am comparing R and O. If R is greater than O, R will go to next position, O will come to first position. I am doing swapping here. Temp is equal to array of I. Then in the array of I position, I am going to store array of j value. And in the array of j position, I am going to store temp variable. That's it. Fine. Once these loops are completed, once these two loops are completed, our array is going to sorted. Now that sorted array I am going to print here. System dot out dot println of array. We can simply say new string of this array. New string of this array. First let us see, is this logic is going to execute or not. If this logic is executing, then we will understand how this logic is getting executed. Right, I am taking the same code and I will keep in my IDE. So here I created a class sort string characters. I have a main method here and I have declared input variable also. Let me take it as a str because our loops are using str variable. Now whatever the logic we have written in the notepad, I just pasted here. This is character array. Fine, we don't have any compilation problems. Now let's run this program and see is our logic is working as expected or not. Right click on this program, run as Java application. Right click, run as Java application. Right, we are able to sort this rock string into CKOR. Let's try with another word. Here I am going to take Java. Let's execute this. AAJV. Yes, our string characters are sorted in the alphabetical order. Now see how our logic is getting executed. Outer loop is starting from 0th index. Inner loop is starting from I index plus 1. So first I character will be j, right? If array of I value starting from 0, it is j. Greater than array of j. J is what? I plus 1. That means 0 plus 1. It is going to take a, right? Array of I holding j and array of j is holding a. J greater than a. Yes, condition satisfied. Then what will happen? In the temp variable, we are storing the j value. In the array of I position, we are storing a character, and in the array of j position we are storing j character. The swapping is happening. These two loops are going to execute until all the characters are sorted in alphabetical order. So I hope you understood how to sort string characters in alphabetical order without using sort method. Right, now let us go for approach 2. Approach 2. Suppose here I am taking string str1 is equal to rock. How can we do this? Convert this also into character array, right? str1 dot to char array, which is going to return character array for us. To char array method return type is character array. Char array is there. Now this char array we can pass to arrays class arrays dot sort. Arrays.sort. Arrays is a predefined class available. In that we are having a static method called sort. Now let's print system.out.println new string of this character array which is sorted. Now let's execute this. Rock is sorted to CKOR. So this is approach 1 and this is approach 2. So generally in the interview they expect you to write the logic in the approach 1 format, because here we are writing our own logic without using sort method. The sort is a predefined method available in arrays class. Arrays class available in java.util package. I hope you understand these two approaches. Just look at this code. Approach 1, just we are doing swapping based on the characters comparison. Here ASCII values of the characters will be compared, and this is approach 2 using predefined sort method. How to remove white spaces from given string by writing Java program. Alright, let's get started. Here I am taking input string which contains several white spaces at the starting of the string, in the middle of the string and at the end of the string. How to remove all these white spaces so that I can get the output as a Java star. Right, let's get started. Here I am taking a Java class with a main method. In that I declared my input string variable. Right, this is my input string variable. To remove these spaces, we are having a method called trim in the string class. Let's see what is the behavior of the trim method. str.trim str.trim method, which is going to return string value. Right, this is trimmed string. Let me print it and see, are we able to achieve that? Trimmed string. Let's execute this program and see the output. Yes, when I execute this program, it is printing some output. So what this trim method is doing, it is removing spaces before the string and after the string, but it is not removing the spaces which are available in middle of the string. So I cannot use this trim method to remove all the white spaces available in the string, right? Trim method is used only to remove leading and trailing spaces of the string, but our requirement is different. We need to remove all the spaces available in the string. Right, so let us see here how I will do this. I am using str.replaceAll method. For this we need to pass a regular expression and we need to give with what value you want to replace that. Fine. Here I am giving the regular expression as /yes and replacement as empty. Replacement as empty. This is str1. Just I am taking the variable name as str1. System.out.println of str1. Let's execute it. Yes, we are able to achieve. The spaces before the string, in the middle of the string and after the string also got removed. So what is happening here? Here I am using one Unicode value which is /s, right? This represents single space. This represents single space. So replace all. Whenever there is a space, replace with empty. So all these spaces will be replaced, these spaces will be replaced, these spaces will be replaced, and so on. All the spaces will be replaced with empty. So by using Unicode of the space, we can remove all the white spaces available in the string. How to remove special characters in the string by using Java program. Here I am taking input which contains some alphabets and some special characters. For this string, I need to write the logic to remove special characters. So the output should look like this, which is a plain string, Java star. Now, this logic we can implement in multiple ways. Let's try to understand them. I'm using IDE to write that logic. So here I created one Java class and I had taken one string str which contains some alphabets and some special characters also. First, approach 1. In approach 1, I'm going to use replace all method provided by string class. Using replace all method, we can remove those special characters, right? Str dot replace all. Regular expression and with which you want to replace, right? I just want to replace as empty. Now, which characters you want to replace? We need to pass those characters here, right? So here I'm specifying these characters. Lowercase a to lowercase z, uppercase a to uppercase z, and numbers 0 to 9. Anything other than this notation represents anything other than this available in this str, just replace with empty. Just replace with empty. Now, which is going to return plain string to us. Plain string to us. Now, simply print this plain string system.out.println of plain string. So just we are using replace all method. Which characters you want to replace? I'm specifying that regular expression here. With which one you want to replace? I'm specifying empty. So in the given string, if there are any characters other than these, then replace with empty. So with this, special characters will be removed from the given string. Let's run this program. Right click, run as Java application. Right, we can see we are able to see that output as Java star.